I get your message.
I see two good things. I say right.
Oh, yeah. When you try to talk about whole wheat bread, you don't let nobody fool you know. They target these girls.
Hey, man, clean boss.
Hero to understand each other.
You want to see if I have you?
No, that's right. Do I say so? When
That's effort.
Who tell you that?
Oh, you go sit down there and think about nothing.
Rob a dub. That's what he's talking about, you know. That's what we're talking about inside. Hey, ooh, look at that mess. What is that mess in the back of me there? What going on there? At home? Nah, not in the studio. At home, of course. That's what we're talking about. Because we locked down. We still locked down. Yeah. All right, good. And I'll get some good information from a producer there. So we inside. Hey, good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad, Tobago, Trinbago. I hear some people pushing that talk the other day. They talk about, I hear, man, what's this paper, man, crimping up thing in the back of, what going on here, man? Alan, is you crimping paper there?
snatch, you must snatch ready.
Where's that? Oh, okay.
Eat.
Well, they see a little black window there, right? So that means
Bring it
tub number 2 still missing. So hopefully after the anthem, yeah.
Thing in the tub.
So you have your private little tub on the side. That's what we're talking about. So
That's
hopefully
what I'm
number 2 man will come in by the time the anthem finish. But yeah, I was talking that talk there. I see people pushing that talk about renaming Trinidad and Tobago to one name, Trinbago. Because that's what we don't refer to ourselves when we out there, you know. We don't say I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. I'm from Trinbago. I'm a Trinbagonian. So people pushing that talk serious. So I don't know. But we have some people from Tobago on the inside, liming with me. So it's a nice Trinbago vibes going to happen here this evening. So Alan, what you saying, man?
I did humble, you know.
Nice.
By the grace of God,
Yeah,
President.
what the guest? Oh, I thought the guest disappeared on video. Right? Yes. So tonight gonna be an interesting night. So we have a very important guest, and we're going to talk some healthy stuff. And you know, Trinidad, we like to laugh too. You know, in Tobago, as a matter of fact, we like to laugh. We like to have fun. So we're gonna have some of that too on the inside. You see, man, coming to, oh God, Manchester. That your team out. But you just happen to, oh.
Correct.
I know some people that just happen to
Correct.
have the cup. They might get free or something like me.
Yeah.
I have Zumba
This was
jersey,
a-
I have
this was a
Aeroport, I have all
Christmas-
kind of different team jersey, but ask me which one of
This
them I
is a
support.
Christmas gift.
Oh,
So
sorry.
they know I love my Manchester.
Yeah, Man U, buddy. So, I'm gonna check this one.
How things? Where
Hey,
we
not
gonna
bad,
go
you know.
start?
Well, I don't know. He just asked me for the thing to log on, and so you know this virtual thing does go. You know, thing will be working good, and 5 minutes later everything just go haywire because the internet fall apart, and you know some kind of thing happen. So we just had to hope for the best, but we will come back soon. So in the meantime, as is the usual forum, so tonight we have a very special guest. Tonight we want to talk some health stuff, and we have probably one of the most qualified people that I could think about in probably one of the most qualified fields. We have a pharmacist here. You know, and you know, I didn't know this until, you know, getting in this space. I didn't realize how much, I want to find the right word. The relationship between doctors and pharmacists. The
Yes,
kind of
really,
power
yeah.
that a pharmacist holds. Boy, that shocked me at time, boy. Because I hear, you know, you go by the doctor and when they recommend thing and they prescribe and whatever. But I remember
And
on
the
certain
scribble,
occasions,
say it differently.
the doctor
when
had
they
to
scribble-
call. Well, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I remember, the first time I said, the doctor had to call the pharmacist to get what should I use for XYZ. This is what the patient is suffering with. What is the best medication? And the pharmacist had to now advise the doctor on the proper medication for. I say, wait, pharmacists have so much weight, boy.
Yeah.
No, see, I thought they're just selling, you know, they're just selling the drugs.
No.
Well, I mean,
A
of course, they
drugstore
would know
needs-
about it. I know they had to know
A
about it.
drugstore,
Yeah.
a drugstore needs a certified pharmacist for the business to actually run.
No, I know that, but I'm saying,
But no, what I'm saying,
Yeah.
I was adding
Yeah.
to this. I was just
Yeah.
adding to it that we can't. take these people for granted rightfully, as you rightfully say.
Yeah.
We take them for granted and not understand the gravity because
Yeah, boy.
when I take the paper from the doctor here and I watch the prescription, they can hardly make out because they have their own internal understanding as to what they write and why they write. So when pharmacists take it, we have this.
Quick time, they know that. They know that.
Yeah, they know exactly what is what, you know. They are the codes.
Yeah, boy. Top man number 2, we're saying. Well,
I connecting some audio here, man.
Yeah, man, yeah, you could set up looking nice, man.
Yeah. I just using my phone.
Right.
Big thing.
Yeah, man, everything looking good.
Yes, so
yeah, boy.
I trying to switch to my Bluetooth here.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, what we're gonna do is because you do a nice welcome already, we're gonna run the anthem. So all of you out there watching, you have your little health issue. You need to find out certain things. As I said, you will. I did listen. This lady has been a friend of the family for some years. A very confident. You know what I'm saying? Real go-to person, real down to earth. But boy, I was shocked to hear the level of qualifications this lady had. So when she talks certain talk, this is one of the cases you could just lean your head and just walk away. That's as good as gold.
Good talk.
Yeah, that's good as gold. You can just take that and walk with it. You understand? You ain't but for no second and third opinion but we'll get to that. That's just me talking, right? But I like the bigger people. But anyhow, let me take the anthem as is the normal form. And we're going to take in the anthem and we're coming back with some talks. We're taking your calls. I forget to put up my thing here. So we're taking your calls on 715-4522. Remember, you could call direct or you could call WhatsApp. Just save the call. Just give it a name, Sunlight Studios, Rubber Dub, whatever you want to name it as. Just so you remember. And you could call me WhatsApp as well. We're taking calls from all over the world. Good? Fellas, you ready? Anthem? Anthem.
Hey guys, so this is the actual recording. Culture Don't Close Down, Culture Don't Fall Out. Written by Mr. Ronald Ford and sang by yours truly.
You never know when a comedian serious or joking. The country was shocked to see Harold Beerback crying. People thought he was living a new TV episode. We cultural archives were heading in a dark hole. How we value the works of those who contribute. For my cultural expression, money can't substitute. The images will remain embedded on my mind. And for my culture, I'm reflecting all the time. Culture don't close down, culture don't fall out. It's a continuum between generations. Culture don't close down, culture don't fall out. That is how we just pass on tradition. To protect the archives of my people's expression. To save the soul of this great nation. Our people's culture keeps them strong and provides stimulus to carry on. Tell them culture don't close down, culture don't fall out. The will of my people make the bailiff up and run. If my dream be passing was wrong and still walking, she would have the bailiff on their toes running. Just would have hit them licks in one of the episodes. Gonna send Rose would have ring she better get them blows. Thanks to the generosity of the people of TNT, they say the cultural works of my country. Basse Henville must be feeling so proud of we for protecting and saving Gaia TV. Culture don't close down, culture don't fall out. For a few dollars you can't tell culture close up for me children to watch. What's wrong with seeing people on TV looking like me? You culturize my children with birth and earning. And people's culture can only be about money. Seeing yourself on TV brings a different energy. Culture no close down, culture no fall up. Philomena would have beat them with you bucket and mop. Would be storing. Tyler Strady would have come bushy things in the kitchen. Sprang along would have give them a good tongue lashing. It's a serious lesson that the country learned. Your cultural archives must have a permanent home. By the evening they had to leave Gael TV alone. The power of the people paid off the loan. Tell them culture don't close down, culture don't fall out. Cultural assets could be rough. Culture don't close down, culture don't fall out. Tell them financiers never call we bluff. It's not easy to foreclose on a people's legacy. To trade their heritage for some small money. Cultural contributors must be turning in their grave as they tried to block the path that they paved. Tell them culture don't close down, culture don't fall out. Monetizing cultural assets could be tough. Dang da dang da day, dang dang da da dang Kyle was the something ground of the great sprang along. Tony Hall, Christopher Led, and Wendell Etienne. So much room and stars has a platform to perform. How we cultural legacy would have carry on. We thank Errol Fabian for standing strong and reaching out in the time of need and desperation. Thanks to the people for their contribution. Today Gael TV on its way building back strong. Culture don't close down, culture don't fall out. Top. Tell them culture don't close down, culture don't fall out. Culture can only summer, but it will never flop. From the Ganges and the Niles emerged struck me. Calypso evolved from the brutality of slavery. The Spanish influence carrying for all and we, and the English Privy Council is still with we. Culture don't close down, culture don't fall out. Placing the archives is a recipe for this unity. Culture don't close down, culture don't fall out. Dang dang da da dang day. Hey hey, where you going with that? Culture don't fall out. You, hey, I pay the money. We pay with money.
And yeah, boy, that's what we're talking about. Culture don't close down. Culture don't fall. And listen, man, the thing don't get lively already. I see people don't start commenting on the thing already. That is with regards to the comment that I talk about this person, when they talk to you, is as good as gold. You don't need a second and third opinion. They say, yeah, you don't need that. You don't need that. When this person talk to you, you're safe. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce our guest for tonight. But I want to run a little video first. Let's see if I have this video. There's a brand new pharmacy that was opened in Arima. I don't know if you guys get a chance to go and check it out. Right opposite Arima Boys Government. Alessa, you was here all the time. I know what you do. We are here.
What's your face now?
Yeah. I see them out moving like that thing.
Like you mute the mic, you had it on mute.
Yeah, but I know what you do there.
You mute the mic.
But let me run this just to kick it off. So there's a brand new pharmacy right opposite Arima Boys government goes by the name of Living Legacy Pharmacy, where life matters. So let me just take you on a brief tour, quick. And then I introduce our guest for tonight, well, at least for this first segment. We'll see how things go from there. So, let's go. No. Living Legacy Pharmacy Boy, right in Arima. Folks, let me introduce you to our special guest for tonight. Alistair, I'm never yet to so. You think we're going on with yours? Alright, so Alistair, like you having some data issues or something, so we go get that sorted out. You know how we don't do it, we just eventually figure it out. So ladies and gentlemen, our special guest tonight goes by the name of Miss Jem Antoine. Let me give Jem full screen first, so you could appreciate Jem, and then we come back in the grill and we have a nice little talk. Good night, Jem. How you going?
Hi, good evening. I'm good.
Nice.
How are you guys doing?
Hey, we good. We
Doing
good.
great. Can't complain.
Yeah. Thanks for taking the time to come on the show.
Familiar.
Thank you.
Jem is awfully familiar.
Yeah. She's from Arima.
I know, but I'm talking about in a more
Professional
personal
capacity.
interaction space. No,
Well, you will hear that just now. Go ahead, Jem. Yes,
I
go ahead,
didn't
say
know.
something. He said he knows
Say
your
again?
face. He said he knows
and
your face.
I think we interacted personally somewhere already. So I'm saying so personally, I tell us you're awfully familiar.
Is there another cause?
Is there not a cause? That's correct. That is correct, Jem. Nice. You see, I know how we interacted.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Nice. That is correct.
Yeah, good night. Y'all hear me good
Nice.
now?
Yeah, man, we hearing you.
We still
Right.
here. Yeah, you're good.
The audio I was trying to sort out, you know.
All right. How to do
But good night,
EQ on this
welcome to the show, and congrats on your new venture.
Thank you.
I'll be visiting
Congrats.
you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So how does it feel? How does it feel? Tell us.
Wow. Surreal. But for the first time in my life, I think I felt as though I feel every day as though I'm walking in purpose. I'm doing
Very
what I
nice.
should be doing here. I mean, that was
Nice.
the first feeling that I had indoors, and every day, even though I'm a little bit tired, but you know, that's what I feel every day, and that makes it exciting. Yeah. I'm not
Nice.
saying everything else that I did leading up to this, wasn't important, but I feel as though I'm walking in purpose.
Yeah.
Good to hear that,
Nice.
man.
That's nice. So you're
So-
part of the essential family now. You're part of the essential family, as you say.
Ah, yeah.
Indeed.
Yes, yeah.
That's nice.
To open up. Yeah, it feels good. It is good.
So tell us a bit about
I'm
yourself.
getting
We need to hear a little bit more about Jem. Gemma, in terms of your experience, and I think Eric alluded to it earlier, your qualifications, why this field that you're in. Tell us about your journey getting involved in the field of medicine as a pharmacist.
And don't hold back, Jim. Don't hold back.
Yeah, we want the whole story. We want from A to Zinc.
I'll try not to hold back. Tell me something. Are you all hearing me delayed or is it me?
No, there will be a delay both ways, so it's just something we had to work around. Yeah.
Fine. Fine, no problem. Okay, so tell you a little bit about Jam. Jam is, first and foremost, it's not so much about the qualifications. It is more so about who I am in Christ. You know, so the qualifications, of course, make a the experience makes a difference. But in Christ, I'm first of all a servant of God, seeking to do what what He has ordained. When my mother wanted me to be a pharmacist, right? So I was born to a Tobagonian father and a Trinidadian mother who was American. My mother died in 1982, and she always wanted me to be a pharmacist. I couldn't quite understand it at the time because I didn't want that, but it was what was ordained for me. And you know that scripture says that you should never try the way he should go,
Anyway, that
and
should
when
go.
he is old, will not depart from it. That is so true. So I believe that God directed her that way, and she did everything possible from day one. From day one, literally, for me to become a pharmacist. She built the property of which the pharmacy is right now. She built it with that intention for a pharmacy to be here, right?
Okay.
Um, and it was only when she actually died that everything changed for me. In that, my life changed in terms of me wanting to become a pharmacist. Everything went physics to chemistry, so to speak, and I just focused everything. She died when I was in lower six, and optics just became, pharmacy, chemistry, and thereafter everything just cascaded, into what she would
Wow.
have me do or into what I should do to become a pharmacist. So it was literally my mother's dream initially, and I believe that, as I said, she trained me up in that way. She had me meet a lot of people who there's this guy in particular that she had me meet who was a pharmacist, an older pharmacist, and at the time she had me, it was almost like a boyfriend kind of thing, Which mother before you're 18, thinks about about that and wants you to actually be with somebody because he's a pharmacist, because she wants you to understand what pharmacy is all about, you know. So she had me meet a lot of people. There was this guy. I mean, that was a joke, but okay. So it came along to she died. I did level chemistry. Then I went into pharmacy. Um, and I believe this thing that has happened to me that good is as a result of being a pharmacist. Right? So I finished pharmacy in 90, then went into be a medical rep for about 8 years, which is another avenue that pharmacists can go into, medical repping. From medical repping, I went to work for a private institution as a manager, as a managing director, but as a pharmacist in a managerial role. And then I went to Superfarm. Then after Superfarm, I went another place, and then I went back to the government. A whole host of different things, but all of this was literally leading up to this. The last place that I worked, which is of particular interest to me, because I used to say to people, "You do not." I remember what happened.
You're holding back,
don't
yeah?
go to work.
You're holding back.
Alright, so I was the first pharmacist that Superfarm hired. Right, so that was a world of experiences. Something that I always wanted to do was work for a chain drugstore. I didn't think it would be in Trinidad, but it was in Trinidad, and it was an experience that I didn't imagine would it was phenomenal to see that experience which was it 8 years, yes, 8 years, where we opened just about we opened about 8 stores, 7 or 8 stores at the time. So that was another wealth of experience that I gained. And then I always used to say this is really particular interest to me because while I was a pharmacist working in different areas, I used to say to people, you see me, I am not going to work in that place because you only go there to work when you're retired and when you're getting old. Right? And next thing I know, I enter the man, I can believe it. I was like, no, this is not happening, you know. But it happened, and I thank God it happened because it proved to be almost the final piece of the puzzle before I opened my own pharmacy. You know, that was really something else. I worked there for just about 2 years on contract, a government position, um, and it was really something else. You know, it was like another like a leap aspect that prepared me for today, for now. I also started to teach pharmacy year one students in 2013, and that also it continues to be exciting because I get I see the students about pharmacy, getting them excited and what's the profession of a pharmacist. So all these things really make me excited and happy, and that's where it's at basically for my career and how I got to this point. Yeah.
Nice. I just want to let the viewers know we're hearing the little breakups, and unfortunately, this is internet. We have
Yeah.
Yeah.
we could do what we want. There's only so much, and I mean, you could see the picture coming through clear and nice. Saying, no, we're doing things good, but these things happen from time to time. So I just wanted to be aware. So don't beat up and don't try to mash you up in the chat and all that kind of stuff. Right? We're going on the good, and I think we're getting the gist of what Jem is sharing. But I have a first question. Yeah, I have a first question. What is a medical rep?
A medical representative is someone who is trained to visit doctors. But that's just one of the things that we do as a medical rep. You're trained to visit doctors. You're trained to go to pharmacy, talk to pharmacists. Trained for medical professionals to understand the drug or drugs that that are of the company for which you work. So let's say, for instance, you work for a pharmaceutical manufacturer, all right, or you work for a distributor. A manufacturer manufactures the drugs, a distributor distributes the drugs on behalf of a manufacturer, all right? So, as
Yeah.
a medical representative, you're a professional medical representative, you go to doctors to help them understand more about your products. So, as a pharmacist, it is a field that pharmacists will go into to help doctors understand or introduce them to new products, and in doing that, you understand everything about your product and everything about all your competitors. So S3E3 is a nice field for pharmacists to go into because, like I tell the pharmacy students, you know, you don't go it and you need to know everything about your competitor. You need to answer all the questions. You need to know all what it's used for, all these everything. It is primarily a professional representative. You represent a company with respect to certain drugs. Yeah, that is that clear enough? A medical representative will also go to pharmacists to let them know, or pharmacies to let them know that they're introducing a new product, or
Right.
they're talking to a doctor about a product, or talking to medical professionals about products, and this is what they would expect. I think a pharmaceutical medical representative or a professional medical representative is important to pharmacists and doctors alike. But that's how we learn. And we are lifelong learners. That's one of the things about pharmacy. They don't stop learning. We are lifelong learners. It's one of the stars, as we call ourselves, the 7-star or the 8-star pharmacist. You know? So.
Nice. Guys, before I know you have your question, but I just want to acknowledge some folks before you go. We have Harry Noel on Facebook. We have Asabi Amadi. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. We have Alexis, we have Gabriella, we have Che, we have Crystal. We have a whole heap of people jumping in, chatting, and pulling information. Of course, you see the little tickers coming up on the screen. So we try to acknowledge people, because they're part of the whole thing. We try to acknowledge them as we go along.
Yeah. See we boys Fallon, I saw boys
Yeah,
Fallon
man.
and Jules.
Nice.
Yeah. Fallon, what's going on, buddy?
Yeah.
Nice, man.
Nice. All right, guys. Well, it's live already. We have a call coming in, so we just drop it.
Let me take it. Let me take it
on
one time.
Rubber dub. Good night.
Dub.
Hello.
I don't have any questions for you. But what I want to say that not being a woman, but I am just proud of you and happy to see where you are today. I don't know you, right? But all these stories that you give, and I wish you all the best and God's blessing.
Thank you so much.
But I am really happy and proud. When I say proud, you should know where I'm coming from. Right? And I mean it from my heart. Eric?
Yes, my dear.
Oh, Eric.
Yeah.
I'm still alive, yeah?
All right.
Yeah, I took my second job.
Nice.
And I'm still alive.
Very good. Nice one.
Strong.
That's what we're talking about.
My dear.
All right, this is
Hi,
Lucy.
good night. Yeah.
Good night.
Thank you so
And
much.
Jem, God bless you, Jem.
Thank you.
Right,
So
and
very
all the
much.
best. All right, boys.
Nice.
All
All
your
right.
boys to me.
All right,
all
take
your
care.
boys to me, yeah? All right.
Of course.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Never
All right. Thanks for the
Love
call.
all you. 3 men and a tub. And
That's
Jem.
it. Yes,
Yeah.
man. Yeah. 3 men and a gem. 3 men and a gem tonight. That's what we're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, guys. Any questions that you want to shoot?
I want to get too deep in the thing as yet because you said something in terms of the is the medical assistants you call it, right?
Medical rep.
Medical rep
representative.
Medical representative. Yeah.
will present to the doctors or to health facilities the medication that is coming out. How often, based on your experience, you would have seen drugs come to the market that one has been an improved version, or even two, and on a second note, where even drugs are actually no good? How is it screened? What's the process that goes through that any company would have to go through to get the drug from the manufacturer to the hospitals or to patients?
Okay, that's a loaded question. So, normally, it could range anywhere, probably beginning, and this is just it's not an arbitrary answer, but to get food and drugs approval, or from the process from manufacturing straight down to the patient, is a number of years. The first part actually be approved by Food and Drug is normally like about 12 years or so to get approved. You have different processes. You have phase 1, phase 2, phase 4, and before you can get to the point of being approved. Thereafter, it depends on the company, it depends on the country. A number of different things that it will depend on before it actually gets to the patient. But in terms of, when I'm talking about from an American perspective primarily, it would be probably just 12 years to start.
All right, guys, you have a call on the line. You have a call on the line. Let's take it now. Rubber dub, good night.
Good night. I want to say good night to the panel there.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
And to Miss Jen. How are you, Miss Jen?
I am good, sir. And you?
I am blessed.
Excellent.
I must say, today I was drive passing in a Riemann King Street. I had a headache and I was looking for a drugstore and I pulled inside of there. The love that I get in that drugstore today,
wow!
I'm telling you, I get it nowhere else. I feel like
Nice.
Huge for what, boy.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious.
Huge.
And when I see the name, Living Legacy, that opened my eyes. Because you wouldn't get that name nowhere else. Living Legacy.
Wow.
That name, that word alone
It says a lot, yeah.
Tell you, it raised my pause. That word alone, legal legacy. It
Fitting.
says a lot of things behind that
Yes.
name. A lot
Agreed.
of meaning, a lot of understanding. So, Miss Jem, all I have to tell you, keep up your good work, and may the Lord continue blessing you.
Thank
Wow.
you so much. Thank you so much. How are you feeling now?
How I see it, I went to my supermarket, and from there, I drive and going up the road, and my head hurting there. So, God, I wish I had a doctor close by. And I look at this place here, this nuts place,
Egards.
Egards. I see the Egards
Egad.
sign. And when I look, I see the Living Legacy Pharmacy. I say, what? The Lord sent me there.
Excellent.
Wow.
Thank you. I hope
Nice.
you're feeling better, right?
I must say, your
I
staff
hope you're feeling
and
better.
you, yes, I feel a lot better, but your staff and you, I must say, I love you all. I know all you all have get, but the love that I get today, I appreciate it. Connect every
Wow.
business place you go in and you get that love.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
at home.
Excellent.
Wonderful
Yeah.
stuff. Wonderful stuff, man.
I
Thanks,
would like
caller.
to I must say from the bottom of my heart, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice,
Very
nice.
And
The
Huge forward,
bless.
Leroy.
the impact is
Thanks.
there already.
yeah,
The
and
No,
impact is
I,
there already.
so now I just wanted to add
when
something to that caller. One of the things I understand with businesses over the years is that the tone. You hear we talking about how the pharmacy is and how everybody in the places, and usually in any business, the tone of the business is the tone of the leader, the person at the helm.
Yeah.
Somehow that is just filtered down to everybody. So if he's saying this
Did we?
in a general sense, you know the kind of person that they have at the helm in this thing. Go ahead, Alan.
Yeah.
Did we? I need to ask the question, Jem. I know you probably just given it.
Yes.
I didn't mean to cut. The name Living Legacy. How did we come by that name?
Oh man, that's my favorite question, Alan. That is
Well, I
my
was going to ask that, huh?
heartfelt question. Absolute favorite. Um, it's simple. Remember, I told you my mother wanted me to be a pharmacist, right? I
Correct.
have a lot of people who would have poured into my life from whom I came. My father, my mother, my uncle, family members, and even friends. But primarily, I am my mother's living legacy, right?
Okay.
Wow.
She left a living legacy in me, and in praying about it and asking the Lord, well, what should I name this farm? Everybody say your name is Gem, or Gem's Pharmacy or something like that, but that doesn't make sense.
Right.
What
Right.
God would do, living legacy. I am my mother's and my father's living legacy.
Living
To my
Legacy. Mhm.
living legacy. So that, and in the other part of that, in addition to being their living legacy, I would like to leave a living legacy in you as a customer, as a patient when you come into the store. Yeah, so
Nice.
you are my living legacy that we believe, and then my relationship with the Lord. I am the Lord's legacy as well. He put this in me
Right.
to do this. He put this in me. I couldn't do this, even though I
On
went to
your own.
school, I
Correct.
studied, but experience, but He put this in me. So I mean, it stands to reason that I'll go there and leave a legacy as well.
I hear that.
Yeah.
I hear that. Because with regards to the experience, because the customer, the caller just alluded to the experience that he got. You want to you taking the call?
Yeah, let me take it now.
Sure.
Jem will want. She definitely want this one. Rubber dub
Yeah?
dub. Good night.
Rubber dub dub.
Good evening.
Rubber dub dub.
Good evening to Eric, to the
Hi.
other gentlemen,
Hi.
and to
Hi.
Jem.
Good evening there.
I'm going to live in legacy. You could leave south to come to live in legacy. You will not absolutely disappointed. The service is
Wow.
probably the prices are perfect. You know, I really thank God for Gem and because you know where God has placed us on King Street. So everybody to know King Street in Arima, opposite Arima Boys Government, right? The service is really, really good. Gem, congratulations, congratulations. One of the things I admire, you know, when you go into a pharmacy to buy some tablets retail, they will drop it in a bag for you. You won't write the name of it. But when you go to Living Legacy, they let you know how to take it. They let you know when is the expiry. They let you know the date you bought it and everything. So, you know, they're very detailed in what they're doing. Right?
Well rounded.
And that's professionalism. That's best practice. Right? So, Jen, keep it up. Keep it
Thank
up.
you.
Don't let the standard drop.
Thank
You know,
you
I
so
will tell you
much.
the standard drop. Don't let the standard drop. All right? Love
Yeah.
you much. And love from mommy. You are true gem. So you know who you're talking to, gem.
Nice one.
Thank you, Michelle.
And I think you see now the caller just jumped in on the on what I was going to ask. So I got to be because I was
Yeah.
going to ask in terms of the service that is being provided, what kind of work is going in or went in, that what kind of conversation or discussion you would have with your employees to ensure that that experience is felt throughout the establishment.
Yeah.
When
Wanna-
we were getting when we were getting prepared and this establishment was being built, as the Lord would have directed, I remember having an assignment to do on Solomon's Temple, and in a prayer group of which I'm a part, right? I can't remember the exact scripture right now, unfortunately, but what I do remember explicitly was Solomon's Temple and the excellence that went into building it. And
Yeah.
that for me was my answer for a lot of things, right? So that even while we were going through there were a couple areas where I may have wanted to probably cut something, you know, but the Lord would not allow me to cut it because He wanted an excellence. He wanted excellence in terms of what we built, and excellence in terms of how it looked, and excellence in terms of the service. Now, a lot of people say that I'm OCD, right? Obsessive compulsive. But if I'm OCD, that's because of what the Lord put into me, you know, and I have a standard that He would have given me. And I think it's really important. I don't like, and this is not me. I'm not talking about any other pharmacy. I'm talking about Living Legacy Pharmacy, right? And I know some others as well where I have worked, which will do the same. It's important to us that we put a label for you on everything. It may cost us more, but in the end, it's not costing anything because of what the customer gets. So
All right,
that's what
guys.
Misha was on
Right.
too.
Yeah, guys, we have a
So,
call on the line. We have a call on the line. Rubber dub dub, good night.
Rubber dub dub.
Hello.
Yeah, we should talk about your gem then.
Yes, man.
Go ahead.
She's on now?
Yes, you're live. Go ahead.
Yes, you can hear you.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
And yes,
Good evening. Good
a
evening.
living legacy. I'll get straight into it. Gem, congratulations. This is
Thank
Kevin.
you.
You can put a smile at the face now.
Kevin.
This is Kevin Grayson.
Kevin Grayson.
This is
Yes,
Kevin Grayson here, Gem.
yes. Kevin.
Kevin Grayson. I need familiar voice.
Grayson.
Yeah,
As
it's an,
a before farm,
what I can say,
don't Marima.
it took me by surprise. I'll be like, of course, our friend called me and he said, like, you know, you're Gem and Arima now. She has opened her pharmacy. And I said, Lord, I know all the faces there. I don't want to smile at the left hand side, avoid the middle. But Gem, darling, go
Yes,
and
honey.
listen. And you have you have two true customers.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you so much. Thanks for calling in.
Nice. I wonder if
Yes.
there's.
Kevin Grayson.
I wonder if there's a Grayson I think it is.
Yeah, I feel it is.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, if that's the case, that's my schoolmate.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But that's good, man. Yeah, boy, the call's busy again.
Nice.
We have a next one and we
What
take
I'm
it.
getting
Next call, take the call.
Yeah, Jam, let me take a next call.
Performance.
Yeah. Rubber Dub, you inside?
Rubber dub.
Hello?
Hello.
All right.
Good
And the
night.
videos. All right, so let's.
Hello?
For the callers, some callers, you take a call.
Yeah, but like the person.
All right, before you take the next call.
Yeah.
Before you take the next call, Eric.
Go ahead.
Right, it's very important that callers, when they're calling in, please observe there will be a delay if you're listening on the television. So talk to us on the phone direct. Don't talk and listen to yourself on TV. You might have to turn on the volume on television, go in the next room and make the call. Right?
Yeah.
The line hot tonight.
All right, let's take this one. Rubber Dub.
Rubber dub, 3 men and a beautiful.
The boss.
Hey, boy.
Good night.
Yes, sir.
Billy style.
Well, here now, Miss Jen. I want to. Miss
Yes,
Jen,
sir.
you hearing me? Are you jealous?
Yes, I am.
Are you jealous?
Why?
When you're coming south? We want our branch in south.
We will let you share that one, William.
Never do.
Huh? We need our branch in south. We need our branch in south.
I think the no one have plan. What the plan like?
You break up there, Jam. Say it again.
I said I don't know what plan Lord has, but I know He has plans for some sort of expansion. So you never know.
Okay,
Nice.
well,
You just might get one in South Bayou.
Yeah.
Well, listen, we need that because, I mean, I sure the Lord didn't say you're supposed to have one branch only in Arima.
He didn't say that at all.
She's supposed to be fruitful and multiply.
That's right.
That's correct.
She had been multiplying, Billy.
Yeah, so we want that down in South, man. We want that.
Correct is right. Correct is right.
Yes, sir.
Living legacy.
I like what I'm hearing. Everything's sounding good. And all the best to you in your future endeavors.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Willie.
Nice.
The line hot, boy.
All you know are locked on.
Yeah, man.
Of course.
Nice. So later, fellas.
All right, let me take another somebody hold on the line for a little while.
Right.
Yeah, boy. Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
Hello.
Let me see. Rubber Dub. Good night. Hello. You try this out.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
Yes. Good night.
Good night.
Mm-hmm.
Good night.
All right.
Good night.
Calling to say good luck to Jem and Twine.
Nice man. Where you calling from?
My mother says she's proud to see her student on TV.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Good night,
Wow.
Mr. Alistair. Good night.
Good night.
So, we talk about the service. You hear everybody talking about the service. You're talking about a living legacy indeed. This pharmacy is really, it comes like what the barber shop is in the neighborhood. This is what living legacy is.
Yeah.
The arena.
Love that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Proud to know.
I love that.
Proud to know Jem. Proud to see her progress. I mean, I'm sounding like if I'm so much older than her, but, you know, it's so happy that Arima has some new light in the pharmaceutical area. And we thank God for you. We thank God for your drive. We thank God for your commitment to Arima. And we thank God for you sharing your experience and sharing stuff about, you know, when we go with a prescription, you tell us about the tablets and let us know when to take it, how to take it, and other things to do with respect to our health behavior. So, Jem, God bless you. And it is so happy. I'm so happy to see you on this program tonight.
Thank you. All right. Thank you so much for
Who's that?
Alistair,
I want to believe I know who's this.
You want to know who this is? I don't want to call my name. But I will let Jem tell you who it is.
You have to give me a hint. You have to figure it
I
out.
have to give you a hint. Listen. When next we doing any Borrow festivals in Arima, I wouldn't dress up as Hulk again.
Alright, okay.
This is your friend. This is Kendall. It's Kendall.
Yes, that's I said that anybody calls me like that, that's the person has to know me.
Yeah.
Nice one. How are you doing?
Everything is good. Everything is good, my friend.
Most important.
All right.
Well, boy, like the rest of the night is...
You continue the good work.
Yeah.
And I'll make room for the next caller. Good night, everybody.
Good night,
okay, good night, man.
Yeah, buddy.
Thanks, man. Blessings.
Well, like his calls from here going on, I think got trunk line just
Yeah.
The thing just lighting up, boy.
Yeah.
Rubber dub, good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Miss
Good
Jen.
night.
How are you?
Thank you, sir. How are you?
I am blessed. This is Shea speaking here.
Hey. Good night,
How
sir.
are you?
I am good. How are you?
I am blessed and highly favored from the Most High.
Okay.
Very good.
I have a few words just to say, a little bit, nothing much. That pharmacy is just love.
All love.
For real.
It's Michelle. This is Michelle.
All right.
She has a heart that no one else could give the customers. She has a genuine
Thank you.
heart.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
This lady here,
Thank you.
I appreciate her work.
Nice.
Thank you.
And
Thank
that
you, caller.
pharmacy,
Mm-hmm.
the service I get in that pharmacy, fellas, I figure you all should just come down there today.
And check it out.
That's my family pharmacy now.
The service and the product that you get there.
I will have to check it out. I am going to check it out. I see Eric pose off with the picture and thing.
Yeah.
Eric show off and all kind of nice thing. And
I see, listen.
we had to come to.
What I like about the pharmacy too, every time they close, they always see the store sanitizing. Every time that door closed, that door sanitized.
Wow.
Yeah.
Most important.
Very nice.
They call it the COVID protocol there. They don't make jokes with that at all.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They have a fellow who's be there by the name of Mr. Brian. He's serious with that protocol.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
We were talking about the staff just now.
But I must say, Jeff, congratulations to you and your team.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, caller.
I'm trying to remember this lady's name. Laverne. That team you all have here, I must say, Alexa, all of them. Watch me now. Fellas, you have to come down there and check it out.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
All right.
She's safe. We on the inside.
The best price.
We on the inside for sure.
Well, the line real hot.
Okay, thank you, caller.
All
The line on fire. You know.
Bless you.
All right.
All right, so let me just say this. Callers, we want to listen. We have one phone line. This is not like a big... We are not trunk line with line 1, line 2, line 3, like that big station. One phone line.
Line one.
And it's busy. So here's what we want to ask you. Make your contributions short, to the point, give your congrats, whatever, and allow other people to call in. Because you can also send in your information via text in the chats.
Yeah.
And we'll put it up on screen.
Flying. Right? We had to fly.
Yeah. Rubber dub, good night.
Rubber dub.
Rubber dub, 3 men and a pharmacist in a tub.
Not in a tub.
Out of the class.
And
listen. This is Jem's manager calling here. I want to say to the St. James and the San Fernando people, we got to give Jem a little while to settle in Arima before they come.
And Porter Spain too. I see Porter. Somebody asking for Porter Spain too.
Yeah, Porter Spain. This song is for Alvarez. It's sounding like an Alvarez.
Yeah, that's big
It is
brother.
Marlon. It's Marlon.
That's big brother. That's big brother.
Yes,
Yes,
yes, big up brother. How are you going?
Good man.
Doing good, man. Doing good. Nice to hear you, Marlon.
Very, very good. Jamos, I'm going to tell you, like, everybody calling and telling you congratulations. And tell you that. Boy.
Oh my God. Thank you, Pastor.
Listen,
Pastor
like I started telling people from day one, a pharmacy with a difference where the care and the service is different from anything they've ever seen. But don't take my word for it. Come and experience it for yourself. You understand? And that's what I'm hearing from every call that's coming in.
Yep.
People have been experiencing it for themselves. Well done, Jemos. Yes!
Thank you, madam, so much. Thank you for your leadership.
No problem. So San Fernando and St. James and elsewhere, we come in. Don't worry, we come in.
And to buy into the franchise, yeah?
I feel you might say a Tobago branch first, yeah?
Later.
I just say maybe.
That's why my
Yeah, man.
Wow. Then a gem. Yeah, superstar tonight, you know.
I tell you.
Wow. I really gotta check out. I really gotta check out the pharmacy.
Already, you know.
I gotta check out the pharmacy.
Well, the rest of the night is
remember,
phone
let's
calls.
10 o'clock.
So, yeah.
10 o'clock. Remember 10 o'clock.
Hey, yeah, we have 2 minutes. Rubber dub, good night.
You have a minute?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, good night.
Hello?
Here.
Good night to you all on the panel.
Good night.
Good night.
I would like to know whether she offers services of sugar tests and that type of thing, blood test, sugar test, cholesterol, and so on.
Very nice question. Very good.
Hi. So, because of COVID protocols, most pharmacies have not been doing blood pressure tests or blood sugar tests. From time to time, we, based on our experience and also based on the situation, let's say, for instance, you come in and you're really not feeling well and you're checking, you want to know if your blood pressure is high and you're really out of it, we will make a judgment call and we may do it for you. But generally, it is part of the protocol in terms of social distancing and, well, you know, making sure that everybody's kept safe, that one should not do blood pressure or blood sugars, right? However, as I said again, we make a judgment call based on the individual, based on the situation, based on the fact that we are caregiver. And it's important to make, I can't just say, well, okay, I can't do it because of certain situations. Based on the situation, we will do it individualized decisions. Yeah? Is that correct?
But the service is provided for, barring, outside of the COVID protocol.
Yeah.
We almost, I don't know that this, that I see this as an advantage to a certain extent. Normally, opening a pharmacy, you will do different things like have a little health fair, you'll do free blood sugars, free blood tests, you know, different things to welcome your customers.
But as you go along, I guess you're going to do the one with the machine where you don't have to come in contact. The person sits and put their hand in the machine. So as you go along, you might get one of that.
Yes, of course. We have that.
Right.
We have that currently. Yeah, we have a blood pressure machine where you can sit and put your hand in it, and we sanitize it, of course, every day. Not just every day, but our station, and we also have a height weight machine. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, well, that is good. I'm happy to hear that because I need to do, you know, from time to time I need to check my blood pressure.
Of course, and we have tokens.
All the best. A strong woman. Very strong
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. All right, Jimmy, for you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that, thanks. We have a regular 10 o'clock feature, so, but just before you go, could you leave some phone numbers and all that kind of stuff? One of the texters was kind enough to actually leave your address, so I'll put that up on the screen. the location for the
Awesome.
pharmacy. But if you can leave a phone number and other contact information where they could reach you guys.
Most certainly. So first of all, but TT Post changed in numbers recently in Arima to give you a zip code. So we were 21 King Street Arima, but we are registered as number 9 King Street Arima with the zip code. But more importantly, we are opposite the Arima Boys Government School or right next to TTMF. And our number is 744 Life. 744 Life. Or
easy to remember.
Yeah, 744-5433.
Life.
Or where life matters.
I love it.
I love it.
I
Beautiful
love it.
stuff.
I love it. I love it.
Excellent
Yes.
stuff. Jem,
Thank you, Jem.
I will visit you. I'll visit your establishment soon.
You and Alice.
So I think
don't all the time, but I'm looking forward to seeing you. Seriously, both
I will be there. Don't worry yourself.
right?
I will be there.
And feel free to call me before to ensure that I have what you're coming for.
No problem. I going for Panadol. I just gonna suck up my Panadol.
All right, Jem, have a good one.
Thank you so much.
Take care, and thanks for being on
Jem,
the
all the best. All the best.
And you know we
Glad
had to
and
do
good. I'm
we had to
very
do a
happy for you.
part 2 sometime.
Yeah. We have more questions
Because
here, so you gotta come back.
Real question. We ain't going to the staff and talk about the staff and a lot of things to talk about still.
Yes,
Yeah, man.
we'll do that next.
Nice.
Thank you
nice.
so much.
Thanks,
And I
Jem.
look forward to seeing you guys.
Most
All right?
welcome.
God bless
Okay.
you.
Blessings.
All right, bye-bye.
Much love and blessings.
Yeah, man. That's what we talk about. Living legacy, man. Good stuff.
Let me jump to the picture.
Good stuff.
Time to dance. Time to dance.
Alan?
Time to dance. Bring the billboard.
Billboard in your ways. What me here, boy? Just now.
You lost the billboard?
Oh, no, boy.
Your man knocks it one time?
Yeah, and we hit the billboard and go one time.
Right, friends. Caribbean people all around the Caribbean, you know you must time for to get up and shake a leg. Time to dance.
Yes,
CCC
man.
clip of the night earlier. The Calypso, the Caribbean Calypso community. This song is for you out there. Time to dance. It is from Spice.
Yeah.
Conga Line. So again, let's have to get up and shake your leg a little bit. Spice and Company. Conga Line. Bring the billboard and let's go. Very
was
nice.
Spice,
That
boy.
was Spice
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Company.
yeah.
Vintage stuff. Vintage.
For a little while coming on the end there, I say like they give you a milli vanilli, you know, just the same piece of horn going over and over.
Pam 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 pam
Yeah,
pam 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 pam.
I find it going long.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one.
That's
Alan.
nice. Yeah.
You can't have any wedding you do now. You can't have a wedding without that little conga line thing happening.
Boy, all kind of things conga line. All kind
You
of things.
must have a conga line. You must have the electric slide.
Yeah.
You must have this next one.
Cha-cha slide.
Is the next one the Elsa?
The cha-cha slide.
Cha-cha slide.
The cha-cha.
The electric slide. Cha-cha, conga line.
And conga line. Must have these three in your wedding. Or full up your shop. Full up shop.
Yeah, nah, people still congratulating Jemmy and the thing. Oh Lord.
Yeah, Jem come and take over the whole show. Yeah, Jem take over the whole show there. But I'm glad to see that she's doing, big things, and I really hope that she becomes as huge as where she started off in Super Farm. Well, not started off, but where she, started that chain of pharmacy, and I pray that she has a chain of pharmacy that's a living legacy, that it grows from strength to strength. You understand?
Yeah, and she has some real nice staff working along with her. So we didn't get a chance to go into the staff, but some real nice people. So it's not just gems.
It's about medicine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's good to know that when you go into the establishments, I was talking to a friend yesterday. I was talking to a friend of mine, and she's being quarantined. She's quarantined actually at this point in time, and she's saying, "I don't know what to do." I said, "Listen, you can sit down and read up and do some research on business development for your business itself." And she's like, "My business is that simple." I said, "No, but remember, I say, go listen to others." And it was nice for her to hear this program tonight, because I tell her, listen to others and hear how they develop their business to give an experience second to none.
Yeah.
She said, I said, and that is part of business development. That's how you attract more money. Yeah. You understand? That's how you actually attract more money, when people come into your business and have an experience that they will never forget. 9 out of 10 times, people will do business with who you do business with if you had a good experience. When you're looking for a plumber, Eric, you see Alistair about plumber. Alistair will put you on to the plumber that is his friend.
True.
That did good business with him. Exactly. If you're a good doctor, you would also share your good doctor with your friends. You don't keep these things a secret. So your business, whether it be a shop, grocery, a bank, make sure your customers have the best experience possible, so that they will tell others about it.
Exactly.
And they will want to be a part of the experience. So I think she has a good thing going. And I told my friend, I said, this is something you have to look into. How can I make the experience one that is a memorable one, that they would not want to go anywhere else? And that's how you get this. That's how you become the cutting edge. That's how you give yourself a little bit of a cutting edge. Those little things that we would think as insignificant plays a huge role in making a major difference in between you and your competitors.
Yep.
Yeah. Totally agree. And it's any business you're doing it. Because all three of us would know that, because we all at some point in time have done our own business or are doing our own business. Alan is a tough cast comedian, up there.
Yep.
So people need to understand that that's the way customer service is one of the most important parts of any business. Business.
You have no business without customers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the customer experience is key. I remember Eric in 2015 when we was doing the show, The Devil's a Liar. I remember pulling the staff I remember pulling the staff and we was having this conversation. I said, listen, initially I wanted my experience, the experience for my comedy show would have been this. I said to um, every staff member, everybody who was a cast, a crew member and cast, I said from
Yeah.
the car park back to the car park must be an experience. From the time the person come out the car to come to the show, there must be an interaction that they must never forget.
Yep.
Coming up, I didn't say you have to be funny and throw balls in the air and be a clown, but you want them to get a certain sense of service from the car park back to the car park.
Yep.
So that means they come at the door, you get an experience. They come in the show, you get an experience. And they leaving and they go back to the car park. And I remember Ken Simmons on one, he was doing Ken Simmons, Peter Kelly, who MC the show, worked with Ken Simmons. The very next day, the following Monday, the Monday after the show. And Ken Simmons said he attended the Million Laughs show and he said 5 stars to Million Laughs. He said and he said it, he actually said it. I never spoke to Ken Simmons before the show or anything like that. But Ken Simmons said on the radio, he said from the car park to the car park, the experience was second to none. I was like, wow. And then Peter Kelly said, Alan actually told his staff that is the experience he wanted. And to hear now what Jem is doing inside, it goes to show the leader of the organization sets the tone or the interact with the public.
Yep.
And that shouts customer service. So if the person who is heading the organization is customer service and is mindful of the customers he's serving, I think it becomes paramount to his staff members as well, his cast members, or crew members, and they and one would be wanted to be a part of that experience. So it really is about leadership, and Jem is leading the way in ensuring that her organization gives second to none type service to the public.
Yeah, and I could tell you from experience, some of those other pharmacies in Arima, I haven't gone to Living Legacy as yet, but I've been to probably all the other pharmacies in Arima. And I could tell you from personal experience sometimes. Now, when it comes to drugs and asking, sometimes you might know exactly because you can't pronounce it. Some of them. So, you're trying to explain, the yellow tablet thing, it have a line in the middle, some kind of thing, and it's like, I don't know, we don't know is that, I don't know is that, and you wonder, well, but usually pharmacists, I give you the name, I write it down on a paper, you can't pronounce it. I go through a lot already, I get a doctor wrote down something on a paper for me, and the persons on the counter couldn't read it, as the pharmacist has to leave the back, right? Leave the back. And come and I'm saying that to mean if you're working in that environment, that is something you should know. Some doctors is right, and I tell you, they put a straight line, and when they carry it by the pharmacist, them know exactly one straight line and the prescription. And the pharmacist know exactly what to give.
Yeah, they know exactly what to give. That's true.
Exactly. That's the code. That's the code.
They have the codes.
MG and a straight line, and they know exactly what to give.
What to go. What strength, what amount.
What
strength, the name of
the... take it to the east. And they call out the name. It's the name taking about a minute to call because the name, I tell you. But it's good to hear the reviews of the people that call in. And what we see on
it
Facebook.
really piqued my interest. I saw when Eric put the picture up here, but the reviews so far piqued my interest. And so now I could make that journey across to King Street and purchase my drugs and stuff. I have no problem supporting Jem, we go way back.
You live in
Yeah, in Arima. Yeah, I live in Trinidad and Tobago. I buy drugs in South already, I buy drugs in Tobago.
You know, you can get drugs already.
We have no. We have I think two doors down from me. I have we have pharmaceuticals across right there. Right? About 2 doors. Yeah. About just 10 minutes before curfew, he just wraps up and he wraps up his shop and
You wrap it up. You wrap it up.
he wraps it up. He wraps it up
You
and
wrap
he
it
goes
up,
his
yeah.
way. So yeah. So I know. But another medicine for and we have some feature for you guys out there, because another medicine for your soul is laughter. People underestimate and sometimes take for granted the power of laughter.
Yeah, boy.
You understand?
Yeah.
I remember laughter could actually heal sickness. Laughter. All right, let me say something. I want to be a little controversial. I don't say controversial. I want to give some education here. It's like I want to say it, but I want to be edgy. I want to be
Say
edgy.
that
I'll
one.
be
Say
edgy
that
anyhow.
one. All right.
It's like sex. Sex in itself releases endorphins.
Endorphins, right?
Endorphins, yeah. And the endorphin that's been released is called a happy drug in your system. Yeah. And once that happy drug is released in your system, most women don't know it. When them in that space, nothing else matters. You understand? And for men as well. But it really, so you would find that once that is released in your system, you understand? Laughter also triggers that same happy drug in your system.
Yeah.
Releases endorphins that that could heal your own body with you can heal your body with laughter.
Yeah.
I've been told of individuals going to comedy shows, and the reason why we do it is because it's really stress relief. You will go to the comedy show because you have a ticket. You ain't thinking about releasing your stress, right? You're not thinking about it. You're just going because it's a comedy show. It's looking interesting. But when you sit down, you experience the laughter, and you laugh, and you actually get some good tickling laughter. When you leave, you are 10,000 pounds lighter. Your net stress levels have been totally dissipated altogether, and you're at total ease. I remember a gentleman, professor from 98. He came to the comedy show I talk about in 2015. He said he did not realize after the show, when the show was ended, he was like, Alan, I did not realize how stressed I was until after that show. I felt literally a burden off my shoulders. It was so relieving. I was so honored to hear that. I kid you not. So I understood, you understand, the mechanism involved in getting, for the laughter. But again, we all go to shows for different reasons. But when you leave, the feeling is the same.
Yeah.
A lot of stress relief. You're going to feel a lot more at ease. A whole week after you're laughing at something you remember you hear in the show. You understand? Something, so it lingers. It lingers. So laughter is something that I believe we should all do on purpose. Laughter is something we should all be trying to experience on purpose, not just wait for a moment, but try and always be in a space where you could always give yourself something. Look at a comedy, look at something that will make you laugh. If I go through social media, I'm not looking for the drama and the stories, and I'm looking for something that is funny.
Yeah.
You understand? To share something funny always. So it helps release a lot of stress. And right now in this COVID-19 pandemic, we need a lot of stress relief right now. We do need it.
Yeah.
We do need it. So I don't have to speak, but what you wanted to share, what I wanted to show the public tonight is a different style of comedy and whatever the case. There's this one gentleman that I looked. I don't know if you put him up already. John Agitation.
No, not yet. I ain't put it yet.
Oh yeah. Done by.
We can start with John Agitation.
Yeah.
All right. So we will start by giving him. We share what all outside a little bit of Johnny. Johnny, he passed away some years ago. Not too much. It was just recently he passed away. Actually, not too long ago. But John Agitation was his style of comedy. I'll explain it after, but listen to it and I'll explain. I'll give you a slight backdrop of the history of Trinidad comedy in a sense.
a 9-year-old boy talking to his father. Daddy, what is politics? The boy asks a pertinent question. Father had to think now to give he a pertinent answer. What is politics? Father, haughty brains, he says, son, let me put it this way. I have to provide for you. So I am the capitalist, you are the people. Your mother does keep the money. She is the government. The babysitter is the working class, and your baby brother is the future. You understand? Well, the boy couldn't put that jigsaw puzzle together. He said, yeah, I think so. He gone to bed and he's sleeping. While he's sleeping, he hear a little baby brother crying. He went and peep in the room and see the diaper in a mess. So he tried to communicate with the mother. Mommy sung asleep. He decided not to disturb she. He gone to the babysitter. When he watch in the room, daddy having an affair with the babysitter. He decided not to disturb them either. So he go and tuck away in bed and he sleep. In the morning, he get up, they having breakfast. He said, Dad, I think I know what is politics. He said, good. Tell me in your own small way, what is politics? He said, well, Dad, it's something like this. While the government is asleep, the capitalists cruise the working class.
And the future cries.
The people are ignored while the future is in deep shit.
That was Johnny Agitation.
that is a classic, you know, I say.
Listen, John Agitation,
you know.
I think people we take for granted sometimes the kind of people that actually holds John Agitation was a brilliant, one of the best comedians to pass through the Caribbean, I dare say the world, and we just never give him that props. I mean, and for Johnny, you would recognize the way the style that he would give is a kind of storytelling kind of something.
Yeah.
Most of our comedy, the backdrop of Trindigo comedy, kind of stems from the storytelling culture of Trinidad and Tobago or the Caribbean.
Paul Keane
So
Douglas
you would find, right. So Paul Keane Douglas would have been considered a griot, the storyteller of the community. So he's the one that would take the tradition of what went on in the community and see it in storytelling forms and whatever the case to be. And from that style of storytelling, you'd find a lot of our comedic literature, or let me say style, would take the format of a storytelling. So a man will come and say, 3 men, like Tommy just can say, a Jamaican and American and this one in a boat. And ting. It's like saying, once upon a time, 3 men in a boat, da 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 da. You understand?
Yeah.
So you have that kind of style of storytelling, and most of our comedy started in that storytelling comes from that storytelling format.
I want, as I mentioned, a question that always in my mind: why is always 3? Always 3 people. Why not 2? Why not 4? Why always 3?
I believe, again, if I was to write a story, if I was to write a comedy with 3 people in that format, I think it helps with the setup.
Yeah.
No, I understand. I know. But why specifically 3?
And then two. Once you start that trend, people are going to copycat it, and that is what happens. So if a man starts with 4, maybe it would still be 4 to today.
Yeah, today.
But it's always 3.
Fair enough.
It's not a magic number But
Yeah.
it's just, it makes the story, I mean, to the point, and it doesn't go too long, and then two, people might be able to remember 1, 2, 3. 3 is a easier, let's say, a easier format to follow.
Yeah.
You understand? So you would have the, and because it started off that way,
Yeah.
by and large, if we're going to copy that, we would maintain that same format. We are copycats here in Trinidad and Tobago.
All
Hands
right.
down. We like to copycat.
Yeah, are they
You
want to take
understand?
some? Are they
So
taking some calls through this or no?
go ahead, let's hear what
All
I have to
right.
say.
All right, no problem.
Bring the people
Rubber
in.
dub dub, you
Rubber
inside?
dub dub.
Hey, Rubber Dub Dub.
Yeah, man.
What happening, fellas?
Yeah, buddy.
Eric?
Yes, sir.
Oh, Eric.
Yeah, I hear you.
Eric?
But hearing him?
Yeah, go ahead, Willie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alan, Eric want to know why you know say tree and why is always tree?
Yeah.
Well, life start with trees, Father, Son, and Holy Ghost.
Holy Ghost. I like that. I like that.
Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Yeah.
Tree is the number.
And let me tell you something, Alan. People just look at comedy or comedians as simple people. But to be a comedian, you have to be intelligent, you know.
Correct.
Yeah.
Have to be intelligent to be a comedian.
That's correct.
You understand? Because your wit have to be sharp. You look at Spangala. That is the next type of comedian.
Yeah. Super intelligent.
Super intelligent, you know. Spangala could take anything and make fun of it, you know.
Yep.
Anything. So our comedians, I rank them the highest.
In the world, I'm telling
you. In the world, what I don't hear them fellas calling comedy in America and all of them, Arsenio Hall and them, that is not comedy. Because them, for their comedy to be appealing, it must have abusive and foul language and all of that kind of thing. As a cussing and thing to get now. Our comedians, when you hear they're giving you jokes, man, look at the agitation just now there. That is a classic.
Yeah.
Classic. And that is only one RG.
Yeah.
That is only one RG.
That is only one.
It's that one where he was talking about, I like how you're thinking.
Yeah.
So,
Johnny is a champion.
Yeah, champion. We are good one. Alan, you're ranking too, you know.
Yeah, Alan up there.
I appreciate.
Alan up there.
Yeah, but I think that's short.
Yeah, so don't worry.
California boy.
All right, fellas.
Yeah, man, thanks.
Thanks, boy. And Willie said something, guys, and he was talking about the American system, Americans and stuff. Now, I'm not saying you can't really play down the America because of the profanities, because that's the way of life. They speak to each other in that language. Their culture differs to ours. The thing is, what makes our style, and I could put it on par with the rest of the world, is that with regards, it takes a lot more creativity to deliver something that can bring across that is a double meaning, like agitation. That's not a double entendre. It's not a double meaning of all that he said, and it takes a lot of So the intelligence
just like
takes
Calypso.
to see it.
Just like Calypso.
And again, that also adds to the backdrop as to how we deliver our style of comedy as well, our style as well. Calypsonians and stuff has Kaiso and these things have a major part of how we relate, with regards to our genre. You have an next person to bring on. Let's see this Spangalang. I see you line up as Spangalang there.
Yeah, I want to bring him yet, man.
You want to bring him yet?
I want to just choke a little thing. Alistair, you say something.
Go ahead.
All right. There's a little piece of a little 1 minute thing, but every time I watch this man has just cracked me up.
Hi, I'm Marshall Montano. You having problems in your relationship? Whether it's your baby mother, your girlfriend, your side chick, or your wife? Well, call me now and help me help you make a better life. Marshall Monk Marital Services. I just talk how it is, plain. I just talk straight. I give in therapy for years. You understand? But now I charge in faith. You understand? So I don't sugarcoat nothing. You understand? I go tell them if it's sandwiches, I go tell them sandwiches and ride out. You understand? Go there punch you and free and fool all you. It's me why they still together because of my wisdom. So let me check in with one of my sessions and see how it does work.
Take a trip, take a trip, take a trip, take a trip. No.
When the girls look good, all the boys they come around, come around.
She's doing the same thing she'll be doing on the stage, you know.
I don't care. Yeah, you cannot be talking when the man is talking.
I tell the engineer to turn down, she lie down, she
Ian, you cannot tell me what to do. Let the man talk. I am the only Viking in the Viking movement, okay? Start, because I don't know what she sees.
Yeah, we go get start.
If you want fast results, call me right now.
Will you find that? I never see that one. I never see that one, man.
Yeah.
Will you find that?
And what he's doing, and you see, that's major hype. Now, the thing about major hype is that you don't know which country major hype from, but I know he definitely has Caribbean roots.
Yeah.
Probably from his father and mother. But he never claimed, and that's the secret of
Europe.
And but
somewhere in Europe he based.
No,
but where you from?
America.
Where you from?
No, he's actually in America. He's in America.
Yeah.
Right, but he's not based in Europe. He's based in America, but he has Caribbean roots. Whether from between, I want to believe he probably have family from Barbados and Trinidad.
Yeah.
Or Jamaica and Trinidad, but one of them is Trinidadian for sure. That's my biggest guess. But he has mastered impersonating all the Caribbean twang.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
He has mastered that. And so his style, based on what he just did there, is satire. So that style of comedy is satire. He would take a situation of a couple and he could make it, so in terms of Bungie and Fiam being relevant, and he could take that style of comedy and bring it to life. And it's good to see him being able to even go to the point of imitating Marshall. We all know, and for those of you listening around the world, and Marshall will take lightly to people imitating him. At least probably then. I know about now.
Yeah.
But I know at one time Marshall was like, don't be imitating me. I want nobody impersonating me. That was a big issue for this guy, not just Jason William.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
JW, yeah.
Yeah, JW. So that was a big issue. But that style is like satire. And he again is another form of comedy that all the little nuances, all the little style of comedy comes up based on different personalities. So you would find that Kenneth C. Prasad, when he bring his crew on, they would do something called slapstick comedy. It's much more physical. So you would have it involves your body, and I will do slapstick according to where I'm at, based on certain sets I have. It's much more physical. My body is into it. Might have to do more facial expressions, and it might be silly. It might necessarily make sense. Might be very silly, and Crazy Catholic would have slapstick in his comedy, in his style of writing, where you would have crazy dancing for no reason, slapstick stuff. You understand? What Larry Joseph is king of is sketch comedy.
That kind of
it's called sketch comedy. So you write a short sketch that fits 10 to 15, 20 minutes, and he has a lot of those, and he's mastered those. So he, again, coming from a background of theater, and most of these bigger players as well would do theater. I think Saint is also slapstick, but he can also do he's also good at improvisation. You all don't know that, but Errol Fabian, they theater background, they could do improvisational theater, which is another form of comedy as well. So But I don't want to fill up this space with all that knowledge. But I'm just saying.
No, that's why learning something.
Okay, well, all these players, so you
Well,
could
I
see.
didn't know it had different names.
Yeah,
Yeah, different.
Comedy.
Yeah, if things.
But
All right, this guy.
you call about 5 different types of comedy there already.
Right, and then this guy, what's his name? Rudy. When Rudy put on the different characters, like I saw him do something with the COVID-19 press conference. That's what you call a parody. So he would take right. So he would parody / satire. So he would take a certain tool, right? So he would take a current affair and turn it into something comical. You understand? So you would find that these guys, they would have these styles, but you have to be able to name a style. That's what makes it professional too. You have to know what style you represent or what best represents you when you're doing a comedy. So you're not just going out there and just because you're feeling funny, you grab a mic. You have to do your homework. I tell people that when young comedians come out, I say, do your homework properly. And this is the next thing with you guys, and I'll come back to Willie's point with the cussing and the thing. We know in Trinidad and Tobago, the rules of engagement on the stage is that you don't use profanity.
Right.
You understand?
Correct.
So generally when you come on stage, so therefore our writings are geared towards stay within the framework of the law.
Correct.
So
not in America.
Not in America, right. These rules don't apply. Although when you have clean comedians as well, they also go through a certain sense of scrutiny. They actually get chastised for being that clean. Why you can't cuss?
Too clean.
Yeah. You understand? So there's a dynamic where that is concerned. But here in Trinidad, I remember being in a comedy show. I was invited. Well, somebody hooked me up to be a part of a comedy night, a competition. I think Simidi Trini something. And I got there and I listened to them. And these guys, young guys, new to the game, and they busting cuss. I was like, but I'm watching those in the audience, and they ain't cussing outright. But one or two of them was using profanity, and when they use the profanity, I would see the audience do something like that.
Yeah.
But not just that. It's just that I saw the reaction, and I told them sometime after. I didn't fully realize it, but when only use profanity on stage, do Trinidadians know the rules? You can't use profanity on a stage in Trinidad.
Well,
not to that level.
Well, right. I'm
you
not
can't
going to
use
say that.
Obscene. You can't be obscene.
Well, I want to say. No, but I want to say, I guess it depends on your audience and the space.
Right. No. I was coming to that, and that's a good point.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't be able to use obscene, especially when people don't know you. They don't know your style.
Yeah.
So, as I told them, I say you don't understand where you're at in the game. Let people like you before they dislike you. I say, so it's best they come in the game, let them like you for you're being funny, you're starting off wherever you get it. But anytime you cuss on stage and people don't know you, they will feel as if you're cussing them.
Yeah.
I go feel like cussing me. Why was this? Because you're not necessarily appealing to the sense of imagination. The background of our comedy in Trinidad is a storytelling, something that appeals to imagination. It appeals to our sense of intellect. It appeals to our lifestyle. You have to be able to share along those lines. But let's just come out and blah. No, that's too strong. You understand?
I have seen. Oh, sorry.
Rachel Price. No, this Rachel Price has a niche. I said, even if you're saying you want to follow Rachel Price I say Rachel Price will call her a concert in the morning. And she has a certain following. They know what she would give. So they're going to hear Rachel. That's because throughout the years, she's built a niche for herself. And built that space for herself. But you cannot assume that everybody's on that same page. You're not there. So I would never play crazy to say I go on a Rachel Price stage. And so if I had to use her name, I will never play crazy to go on a Rachel Price stage and try to be her.
Yeah.
It's not my crowd.
Yeah.
You understand? They might not like me if I was to be obscene. Who is he seen? You understand? And then Rachel will come and clean up my act. I'm not going to go through that. But In Trinidad, the rules different, and we have to play it by the rules, grow in the business, and then set yourself as find a niche, and you work with your crowd.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
these guys they were outlandish. I was like, no, for young comedians, all they do nothing yet, all they never do a one-man show. You never do a one-man show. How you so sure that what you doing there is the right thing? You understand what I'm saying?
So as I
it was
mentioned racial name, I mean it out there we could talk. In terms of style, where would you categorize Rachel? Where does she fit?
Rachel would definitely be satire because she speaks to current affair issues as well. So she would pull something that is current and she would give a view on it. She is also what you'd call dark comedy as well, dark humor.
Okay.
You understand? And dark humor is that raunchy, edgy stuff that you're unafraid. That's where the real the aggressive type comedians will show up.
Okay.
It's aggressive, it's dark, it will talk. I mean, there's no holds barred. It's really about her personal view on something. So it is satire. And then she might, expound on it and all that. But when it comes to these more sexy side of stuff, like who you know be giving more sex type jokes?
Donna.
Donna was Donna was Donna. I know Errol at one time too used to get him, but he again was very always careful in his delivery. Always careful in his delivery. Come on. I write here. Sorry, the cat's coming back now.
Yeah.
I write here. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what you call blue comedy. You understand?
Right.
So it's a different style when they talk more sex oriented stuff and sexy stuff.
Like
and
blues, I guess.
It's blue comedy they call it. So these little styles. I remember for me personally, I would do something called anecdotal comedy. Or the anecdotal comedy kind of focuses on yourself. So you tell your story, or you talk about yourself in a situation, or your history.
Yeah.
So most stand-up comedians internationally would use that style. You understand? They talk about you talk about yourself. Kevin Hart, the Dave Chappelle, you name it, Chris Rock. These people talk situational stuff based on their personal experience. I think a master that was Bill Cosby. People see Bill Cosby in the Bill Cosby show, but see Bill Cosby do stand-up comedy. Wow.
Yeah.
Pristine stuff.
Yeah.
You understand? And so you would find that these guys, that's this kind of style that clings to me. Although I could do a bit of almost everything. I do satire. I would also do things. I remember there's a personal experience. I would work when I work with Addy. We would go in a certain locations and according to where I have to go and work, if I have to go work central, I have to switch up my comedy game. So now I go with a certain set in mind, and when I watch the crowd, I would turn and say, "You go and do slapstick." So I switch up. I get different type of music one time, and I do a different style of comedy because this audience here, in a certain area, would rather physical comedy.
Yeah.
You understand?
Gotcha.
So they would rather physical comedy where your body is inside. They want that. A different crowd now want the anecdotal style where you stand and deliver, you talk and appeal to them intellectually. They want that stimulation, you understand? And then the next crowd you just want bacchanal. Wherever you can talk and you make them laugh, them ready to laugh. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to know, you really have to understand comedy is not just as William say, you have to have a certain measure of intelligence to navigate comedy. I mean, everybody funny, but you just have to be a certain level to navigate it properly.
Bill Cosby would have been one of those. So.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. No, yes.
Because
he
would have stimulate people. Correct.
Because I would tell anybody go.
Go lie down. Don't lie down.
Alistair. The man gets. They set the man free. They set the man free. They drop the charge and set the man free. Leave the man alone, Pete.
I don't know why this boy is so. Anyhow, let me take in a little bit of anecdotal there.
Let me see it.
And then bust the half in half. And then she will say, bring your bake and come. And you run with your bake. Yes. Bake. Oh. Bake. We ate bake. It was bake. Bake for breakfast. Bake for lunch. Bake for dinner. Bake. It was roast bake. Fried bake, pot bake, sada bake, oven bake, fire on top and below bake. Bake. It was baked with egg, baked with butter, baked with cheese, baked with sardine, baked with bake.
And is he face to it?
And again, and it's true. Now, again, with anecdotal comedy like this, some of it is imaginary. So how do you really take some measure of truth and embellish? Because it stretches the imagination, right? So people who have the experience now will say yes. But when you stretch the imagination to go a little further outside of that, people say this is too funny. They can't take no more. You understand? So you have to give it.
A skit like a part of a skit like that. People would relate to that because people within your age bracket, right? They know that is how it was. It was really like that, right? And so for them to hear it like that only make them realize, no, wait now. That is how we used to go through. To say the exact thing.
It's a lot of people correct. It can and that's it. And where Sandy Alistair is the secret weapon of comedy. It must connect. You must be able to. You must have the connectivity in the room because in that room you had Bungie Garlin and Fiat Lyons. In that room, we also had Lindsay Gillette. And then too, we had a lot of young people in the mix. But I'm telling you, I was surprised. I say, well, boy, we started tonight. But in the same room, you had people who don't know about bake. Unless they go by some shop and whatever. But Lindsay Gillette laughing hell hard because he know big days.
He know that,
And in that same set, I was able to segue now and say, Bungie Garlin, you had big days. All right, Bungie didn't have big days, but Ian Alvarez had it. Yeah. And I flip it on Ian because I flip it from Bungie. You remember before you was Bungie, you was also Ian eating bake. You understand? And I see Bungie had flipped back and start to laugh and jump out she seat. And the room was connecting because it's all true. It's all
that's
true.
The thing,
We could connect with it and the thing about it is as tough look at this small man. So as tough as the situation was back in the day, you could look back at it and laugh now and enjoy what it used to be. And to me, that's very sweet. The sweet essence of comedy is. So that way you see me perform there based on how I delivered it. I had to rehearse that. Over and over. Just as I did it there, I had to rehearse that. So I don't go out there and wing it. There are some things I would wing well on stage, but there are some things must be maintained because I respect, as well as people, if you spend $1 to see me perform, I respect 100% of your dollar. because they could have spent it somewhere else. They could have do
True.
something else with it,
Correct.
and they come to
Correct.
get some kind of entertainment. So I would work hard
Yeah.
to deliver that. And Robert will tell me, Alan, Robert who works with me as well, Robert will say, Alan, I'm always amazed how you would stand there and deliver for a full hour if you can, and remember all that we rehearsed for an hour.
Yeah.
On your own.
Yeah.
It is not
Yeah.
easy. So you understand.
yeah,
so
yeah,
if it's not easy. So it is deliberate. It's hard work.
Yeah.
And I enjoy it.
And
you know,
as you're touching on that, when you look back to the Sprang Along, the Tommy Joseph, even the Errol Fabian, when someone would interrupt, it used to amaze me how they would come off script,
Yeah.
deal with that person, like the classic with Sprang Along and the heckler.
Sprang Along. Oh, Sprang Along.
And deal with that person.
Yeah.
And still come back after 5-10 minutes.
And continue.
And still come back to right where they was. And carry on their skit.
Yeah.
I give,
that
listen,
in itself,
hats off to,
that different.
Hats off to Sprang Along, especially Sprang Along, because personally, I don't think I could go that long on a heckler.
Yeah.
I don't waste time with hecklers.
I think how long that video was, Eric? Like almost 20 minutes,
6
minutes.
Yes.
And lazy man 6 minutes, straight.
Yeah.
Like 6 minutes or something.
I know the video.
Yeah, yes. A little over 6.
I know the video.
And
I know the video.
I will watch, Alan, I have looked at that over 20 times.
Umpteen times.
It's fresh every day.
Right?
Every single time. This
my
man
wife will be like,
was
you really laughing. You really laughing at that again. And it's like, it's like I seen it for the first time.
You can't go. Like you cannot get away from the genius of the man. It was pristine comedy. Pristine. You couldn't beat it. This is why I go ahead.
I have it here, but we have 3 minutes, but I wanted to touch one before we go. Somebody we all know, the old Roy and Gloria, deceased Roy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Where will you fit that? Because that has a definite style which we know. There's just like Abbott and Costello. One is the clown, and one is bring a level of seriousness all the time.
Yeah.
What is that style called? And where does that fit in?
He does something like they do something like improvisational theater as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of improvisational, and it's sketch, because you have two persons involved, and there are some guidelines. They might have a storyline, and they will carry a sketch.
Yeah.
And I'm saying improvisational because there are certain measures of improvisation that Roy, you could see Roy was very good. He could start up and start at a bacchanal anywhere.
Yeah.
Once he had the train track to run on, he gone. So he know what to do. And then the others will follow. So it's because it's a call and response kind of thing between him and Gloria.
Yeah.
It's improvisational, but it's also sketch in a sense. Because some of them would be structured.
I don't know if
there's a landing point.
I don't know if I ever heard this one about time they were doing something in Port of Spain for family planning. And so Roy is this abusive womanizer kind of character.
Yeah.
So he sat down on Gloria's tail, but a man actually rushed him and started arrest some handcuff on him. How you treat the woman so and started arrest some handcuff on him? Police had to jump in and say, no, is that place?
Let it happen.
Yeah, the man take it. But you see, the thing is, that's how real it used to come across.
Yeah,
we did something like that. We was promoting a play in St. Vincent.
Yeah.
Alan Charles, we was doing a play in St. Vincent, and we were going to promote it in a mall and bring a real life scenario. Now, little did we know the culture across St. Vincent a little different to Trinidad.
Yeah.
I don't want to go too deep into it. But me going to rough up my wife.
Oh, Lord.
Bacchanal.
Yes. So, while I'm roughing him up, the women started to back talk the woman I roughing up. It was like,
of course.
Yeah, no, it was different. Because apparently, I didn't want to say, St. Vincent people watching, I want to create a bacchanal, but man resting hand on woman in St. Vincent, not the same all right. I don't want to go too deep.
Yeah.
So nobody really rush till human rescue.
Yeah.
It's like people that's watching so yeah, so why are you doing here? Why ain't you go home and do that?
But guys, before we wrap up, quick.
Yeah.
I just wanna we have about an hour again before I celebrate my first daughter's today, my first child today. She'll be turning 12. So I wanna say happy birthday, early happy birthday to Cherise Henry. Yeah, there she is.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. She's a cute
Cherise all year.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Cherise. From Uncle Eric.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Nice, man.
So she just make international day.
Yeah.
She gonna have it back and all that.
Nice.
But yeah, the final song. I know you just had the final song. I don't know if you pick
Well, actually,
anything.
I'm on the close of it. I'll be some Roy and Gloria tonight.
Right.
Yeah,
so I'm just running probably about a minute.
Man Roy.
Yeah, because it's after
Roy passed away.
But that, they still operate. My People Incorporated is still around. That was the name of the That was the name of the organization.
I'm not sure because after he passed, you would still have one or two things popping up, but because he was the brainchild of the whole thing,
the lead,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I will ask Uncle Errol about Gloria and see what's going on with that.
Yeah.
But
definitely,
he championed the cause of people in depraved areas, areas where people turn their back.
Yeah.
He could walk in and walk through, and they would treat him like one a week. And and he could already talk to anyone, anywhere.
I will try and get on to Gloria and get her on the show. I suppose I have a contact for her because we was tight. We had a little nice
We must.
thing.
And even if you don't, I believe Errol would be able to connect with them as well.
Yeah.
Uncle Errol had the Rolodex of the globe.
Alright, so folks, we out with this one, and so we'll leave you with this nice little piece of comedy of Roy and Gloria.
Enjoy.
See you guys next week.
To the discussion just now.
Yep.
Are you all listening good?
Yep.
Right? I mean, kind of way. And you was talking to, all that is part of the discussion. Domain health. But here what's going on. Me and Gloria that fall out regular over there.
Well, you know that.
Gloria, you just block your ears a little bit. I'm talking to the men here.
You listening?
Madam, I respect your butt. Every time me and Gloria have a quarrel, and all you know, this one of we does be wrong. Always wrong.
Yeah.
I am not saying who to make her feel bad. But all that we know, she always wrong.
No.
Yeah. She will. I said I am not saying who to make her feel bad. Right?
Yeah, you're wrong.
You do not have to be afraid of her today.
Right.
Because me and she fall out as we go into the different booths and listening. So if we making a mistake, all you come in and put in all your part. Because like she does not understand what is going on. What will happen? Small squall down here. Home E. Home E. You come to Home E. You feel as Ministry of Health. Home E.
But just now, you come down here and you ain't learn nothing, Roy. You know you sit down and see you talking to the nurse across there, so you ain't learn nothing. You ain't listen to nothing nobody had to say.
Home E health. I see healthy woman, I tackle him. I'm healthy.
Rebbe, you ain't come down here for that, man.
They're asking about prostate. My prostate in a good state.
What? So just now.
I mean, I check. I won. Ask the doctor how much prostate you're supposed to have. He said 1. I say inside. 1. When you get 2, you have a problem. No, it's 1 you're supposed to have. Me checking mama guy. And you see that? She does tell me I should check the doctor, okay. I say, man, no see? When you see man, we does not go by the doctor. We not crazy, woman crazy. Woman does wake up on Saturday and ball. I feel like going by the doctor. Madness. Oh, your brother's a doctor? You just have money to throw away? Wait until part of your body fall off.
Roy.
If not,
No. You really want to wait until parts of you start to fall off to go by the doctor?
so I a big healthy man, I go just walk in by the doctor.
But you want to do a checkup, Roy? Nothing wrong in doing a checkup?
All
on me. Hello, I know I come here with. I know I using them. Fellas, we don't Small, we don't need to check we health. You could jump on the bike. Broom. And start broom.
And he gone.
What you supposed to do as the wife? When you see I ride out, say praise the Lord and go away. When I come back, do not ask where I went or what I was doing.
Why?
If, hello?
No. I want to know. So as woman, as wife, I could do the same thing. When I go out, you don't have to know where I go. Because I want to know.
You have a bike? No, you have a bike.
I don't understand.
That does not, he's not part of the club. He's a wife. How the macaroni pie will make? Stay home, make the pie.
Well, you know, Roy, no. If you stay home and help, the pie will make faster. Good.
And better.
And Roy is good too.
No, just no. You don't know what you're clap for. You so hurry for pie. You want to help make pie.
When you come and get to check
So just know. She talking as though part of your health involve the welfare of your family. And stay home and cooking.
Let me do body.
So, if the wife happy, I go be healthy. Who say yes, a woman?
I get your message. I say right.
Oh,
yeah. When you tell them talk about whole wheat bread, don't let nobody fool you. They target these things.
Hey, man, clean boss.
He bro
to understand each other.
You want to see if I'm happy or
No, that's right. Do I say so? When
guys are effort.
Who tell you that?
Oh, you go sit down there and think about nothing.